a recording of the voice of Korea, that is the voice of North Korea, Pyongyang, on 13650 kHz 20 metre band, Wednesday 10th of April 2013, recorded at Melbourne, Australia on an FRG 7700 Yaesu receiver. The recording starts at 5 hours UTC, that is 8 p.m. Melbourne time. The English program runs just under an hour. Then after a pause of a few minutes, the French program, which I haven't recorded, is radiated. I don't endorse, support or defend any content of this recording. It's clearly a propaganda broadcast, but as North Korea's internet contacts with the rest of the world are either tenuous or down altogether, I think it's of concern to anybody who has an interest in international affairs to give this transmission a listen. Receiving conditions tonight are not good. There's quite a bit of fast flutter fade, multipath propagation, not to mention the distortion on the transmission. The transmitter, the Korean transmitter, is overdriven. It's actually clipped audio, higher level than they should be pushing through the transmitter. So not only is the audio quality poor, but the announcer, particularly the female announcer, is obviously not announcing English as a first language. Very difficult to follow if you're an English speaker, and their script in any case is in many places ungrammatical. Originally, when the station comes to air, it has a blank carrier sounding like this. Now, exactly 7 minutes before the interval signal starts, a rushing noise, which, according to my waterfall display, extends from 280 Hz to 505 Hz, comes on. And you can hear it coming on. In 5 seconds from now, you'll hear that effect. And we have 7 minutes of that noise prior to the interval signal starting. And I have edited all of the music out of this, partly for copyright protection purposes, partly because I think people concerned with international peace will be more interested in the speech component. However, I'll start the recording from the interval signal now.
This is Voice of Korea.
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 Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
We now present Mr. Covers, Song of General Kim Il-sung. Series meal chorus, Song of General Kim Il-sung.
You're listening to Voice of Korea News Now. Respected Marshal Kim Jong-un sent autographic letters in reply to the letters sent by working people, teachers, students, and children across the country. An Ho-chun, secretary of the second party cell of Department 5 of the Korean Central News Agency, Ho Bong-chun, secretary of the party cell of the transport work team of the transport workshop of the Pyongyang Post Office, Che Eun-kyung, honorary writer of the Central Committee of the Writers Union of Korea, Kim Hee-ryun at Kosan-dong, Daesung District, Jung Wi-hyuk, pupil of the Pyeongseong Primary School of Pyeongseong City, and others sent letters to him. Their letters represented their firm resolve to win the final victory in the confrontation with the United States and in the building of a prosperous nation with the might of single-minded unity under the leadership of the party in the general march of the year 102 or 2013, and prepared themselves as competent personnel of Sungun Korea. Reading their letters, Marshal Kim Jong-un sent them autographic replies representing his love and trust.
Respected Kim Jong-un received the floral basket and a congratulatory letter from the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federative Republic of Brazil to the DPRK on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, the birth anniversary of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. The floral basket and letter were conveyed to an official consent by the Brazilian Ambassador Roberto Collin on Tuesday.
Kuwaiti Preparatory Committee for celebrating the Day of the Sun was recently inaugurated. Present there were personages of different sections in Kuwait. The committee decided to widely introduce through media the immortal revolutionary life and exploits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and the greatness of respected Marshal Kim Jong-un on the occasion of the Day of the Sun.
Roundtable forums, photo exhibitions and film shows took place in Brazil, Malaysia, Romania and Guinea between March the 30th and April the 3rd on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Some of the venues of the events were photographs on the immortal achievements of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respected Kim Jong-un. DPRK documentaries including In the Mind of Humanity Forever and International Friendship Exhibition House was screened at the film shows. Present at the events were personages of different sections and of people in those countries. Speakers at the events praised the sacred revolutionary life of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who rendered immortal services to the socialist cause and the cause of global independence. They expressed full support and solidarity to the party, army and people of the DPRK in their struggle to firmly defend the sovereignty and dignity of the country under the leadership of respected Kim Jong-un.
Foreign newspapers featured the Day of the Sun between March 29th and April the 1st. The Cambodian newspaper Khmer Amata, the Myanmar newspaper the Myanmar Herald, the Democratic Congolese newspaper L'Avenir, and the Pakistani newspaper Balochistan Times ran articles of different titles praising the immortal exploits of the great leader President Kim Il-sung for the Korean Revolution and the cause of global independence. The articles were illustrated with portraits of smiling Kim Il-sung and pictures of the bronze statues of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on Mansu Hill.
The Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK made public decree number 3100 on the 4th. The decree noted that the order of Kim Il-sung is awarded to the Ragwan Photostar Factory, Song Dong-gyu, and 5 other people on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. They made great contributions to the building of a thriving socialist nation by wonderfully carrying out the revolutionary tasks assigned by the party through a dynamic general drive to defend the immortal exploits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and bring about a decisive turn in the economic construction and the improvement of the people's living through to the Sungun-based revolutionary leadership of the Workers' Party of Korea.
The Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK issued decree number 3101 on the 4th. According to the decree, Kim Il-sung Prize is awarded to Moon Gi-chang and 3 others who made a great contribution to developing science and technology of the country, training technical personnel, and creating artworks of national significance in hearty response to the plan of the Workers' Party of Korea on building a highly civilized socialist country.
The Korean People's Army Song and Dance Ensemble gave a music and dance performance. Will win final victory with the arms of Mount Baekdo at the April 25th House of Culture in Pyongyang on Tuesday, on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the great leader Kim Jong-il's election as chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK. The performance was enjoyed by Kim Yong-nam, Park Bong-joo, and other senior officials of the party, state and army, chairperson of a friendly party, officials of the party, armed forces and government organs, public organizations, ministries and national institutions, service personnel of the Korean People's Army and the Korean People's Internal Security Forces, and working people in Pyongyang. Invited to appreciate the performance were the representative of the Pyongyang mission of the South Korean Anti-Imperialist National Democratic Front, overseas Koreans staying in the socialist homeland, and foreign diplomatic representatives of international organizations, and foreign military attaches in Pyongyang and their rivals. Put on the stage were various items, including mixed chorus, Will flying the flag of the Supreme Commander, alto solo and pangchang, the snow is falling on the road to the front, and mixed chorus, our intimate Supreme Commander.
Youth and students in Pyongyang held the Women Songfest Strength of Korea at the Central Youth Hall in the city on Tuesday in celebration of the 20th anniversary of the great Kim Jong-il's election as chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK. Present on the occasion were officials of the Kim Il-sung Socialist Youth League and youth and students in Pyongyang. Put on the stage were colorful items including poems, The Light of April, and He's Our Chairman of the National Defense Commission, and choruses, Glory to General Kim Jong-il, and We Will Defend General Kim Jong-un with Our Lives.
Youth and students held dancing parties in all parts of the country on the 9th to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the great leader Kim Jong-il's election as chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK. They danced in different parts of the capital city Pyongyang, including the plazas of the party founding Memorial Tower and the Arch of Triumph, with ardent yearning for Kim Jong-il, who devoted his all to the prosperity of the country and the happiness of the people. Dancing parties were held in the provincial capitals, cities, and counties.
The World Junior Weightlifting Championships 2013 started in Tashkent of Uzbekistan. The championships between April the 8th and the 13th brought together more than 440 excellent male and female weightlifters from over 50 countries and regions, including the DPRK. At the first day match, DPRK Ri Su-yeon snatched 67 kilograms and jerked 86 kilograms in the 44 kilogram women's weightlifting and took the first place respectively. As a result, she came first in total and bagged 3 gold medals. Park Jung-soo finished first in the 50 kilogram jerk of men's weightlifting. He came second in total and won a gold medal and a silver medal.
A spokesman for the Central Committee of the Journalists Union of Korea gave a statement to media on Tuesday. The spokesman said, frightened by the powerful nuclear armed force of the Great Baekdo Summation, now the South Korean traders are doing wrong to neutralize the growing longing of the South Korean public of different sections for the DPRK, slandering its new strategic line through ultra-rightist conservative media, and continued. Recently, the South Korean vicious conservative media, including Joseon Ilbo and Gangwon Ilbo, are kicking up historic racket, talking about provocation through attempt for nuclear armament, extreme brinkmanship, and increasingly dangerous acts of the North and whatnot, in a bid to prevent the influence of our nuclear might from spreading to South Korea. They also first malignantly slander our supreme dignity and system as what they call group of criminals, authentically mislead the public opinion, distorting the present situation of the Korean Peninsula. The senseless confrontation movies of the reptile conservative media, patronized by the puppet authorities, are going beyond the tolerance limit. Our armed people who have entered the final confrontation with the aggressors and provocateurs will bring down the media war criminals and their wire pullers, fake viewers, the spokesman stressed.
Rashid Khan Menon, chairman of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Bangladesh, met the DPRK ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary to his country, Lee Sung-hyun, on the 3rd. He said the nuclear weapons of the DPRK are neither for political bargaining nor for economic transactions as talked about by the Westerners, but treasure sword for defending sovereignty of the country and dignity of the nation. He continued, now the progressive mankind are watching with admiration the DPRK in fierce confrontation with the United States. The line on accelerating economic construction and nuclear arms build-up simultaneously is the justest line suited to the acute situation caused by the ever more undisguised U.S. hostile policy and nuclear threat against the DPRK. The recent plenary meeting of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea is a historic meeting which opened a bright prospect for accomplishing the revolutionary cause of President Kim Il-sung and leader Kim Jong-il and accelerating the building of a thriving nation, he stressed.
The European regional headquarters of the Pan-National Alliance for Korea's Reunification and the Society for Cooperation Among Koreans in Germany recently issued a joint statement denouncing the U.S. imperialists and the South Korean warmongers for their North-targeted war movies.
Korea Solidarity for Independent Reunification and Democracy, an organization of South Korea, held a press conference at the Gwanghwamun Plaza in Seoul on Monday and condemned the war hawks for their North-targeted nuclear war exercises.
The British Association for the Study of Ascendant Policy, the British Bar for the Study of the Treaty Idea, and the British Chapter of the Korean Friendship Association released a joint statement on the 2nd in support of the line on accelerating economic construction and nuclear arms build-up simultaneously, presented at the March 2013 plenary meeting of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea.
Genaro Ledesma Izquierda, chairman of the People's Front of Workers, Peasants and Students of Peru, recently sent a letter to the U.S. President in protest against the undisguised nuclear war exercises of the United States to invade the DPRK. On the other hand, the Peruvian Committee for Remembering Generalissimo Kim Jong-il and the Peruvian Committee for Friendship and Solidarity with Peoples issued a joint statement in support of the special statement of the DPRK government, political parties and organizations, and the Thailand-Korea Friendship Association and the Thai Organization for the Study of the Treaty Idea made public statements in denunciation of the UN Security Council's resolutions on sanctions fabricated at the instigation of the United States. And that's the end of the news, read by Kim Hyun-ok and Cha Jong-nam. This is Voice of Korea. The daily Rodong Sinmun of the DPRK carried a commentary on Wednesday under the title, Hostilities against the DPRK will bring only ruin to Japan. The commentary said, the present Japanese government schemes to take the road of military adventure while strengthening its hostile policy towards the DPRK, siding with the U.S. hardline policy and military pressure to suffocate the DPRK. Japan has already decided to offer to the U.S. forces not only the U.S. military bases in Japan, but also more than 2,800 bases and establishments of the self-defense forces and even civil ports and airports in case another war breaks out in Korea. The Japanese reactionaries have concentrated the self-defense forces in the West Japan near Korea and are conducting frantic exercises for imaginary invasion of Korea. Their purpose is to realize the attempt for reinvasion of Korea, siding with the U.S. movers to suffocate the DPRK militarily. We have warned them more than once that they will have to pay dearly for their frantic movers to reinvade Korea. If the Japanese reactionaries join in the reckless North-targeted war movers of the U.S. imperialists, neglecting the present reality, it will bring an end to them. That was the gist of the commentary under the title, Hostilities against the DPRK will bring only ruin to Japan, carried in the daily Rodong Sinmun of the DPRK on Wednesday. This is Voice of Korea.
This time, we present an immortal masterpiece, Where Are You, Dear Janitor, written by the Korean leader Kim Jong-il. The song comes from the revolutionary opera, The Story of Oneness. enlightenment in April. April the 11th, Suche 101 or 2012 was not an ordinary day in Korea. The first conference of the Workers' Party of Korea held amid the concern and expectation of the whole world adopted decisions on holding the real leader Kim Sung-yeol and his team as the eternal general secretary of the party and elected respected Kim Sung-yeol to the highest post of the party. Officers and men of the People's Army, workers at factories, farmers in the fields, and students in universities gathered before television and radio sets, calling General Kim Sung-yeol and Marshal Kim Sung-un. General Kim Sung-yeol is our eternal leader. The Workers' Party of Korea, led by Marshal Kim Sung-un, is unshakable. The people had shed bitter tears after the demise of Kim Sung-yeol. An extraordinary event was reported in the country in significant April, heartening the belief that Kim Sung-yeol is not gone, but with the people forever. What a man our Kim Sung-yeol is. What a man our supreme leader, respected Marshal Kim Sung-un is. The real leader Kim Sung-yeol was the leader of the people who, leading the Workers' Party of Korea for scores of years, took care of the people and guided them. He regarded the people as his part throughout his life. His lifelong joy was devotion to the people, and his pleasure was in their happiness. The people were always kept in his mind. It was for his loved people that he opted the road of Songgun at the most trying time, crossing rigorous parts of history, and that he built a paradise on this land with all his devotion and opened the shortcut to the building of a prosperous nation. In his lifelong devoted efforts, the dignity of the people increased, and Korea demonstrated its might as a political ideological power, military power, dignified nuclear state, and man-made satellite manufacturer and launcher. It was another fortune and honor of the Korean people to have respected Kim Sung-un, identical with Kim Sung-yeol at the supreme post of the Workers' Party of Korea. Ji Kwang-nam, student of the Pyongyang Medical College of Kim Il-sung University, said,
우리 당과 혁명을 신뢰할 것은 위대한 자군의 불멸이라고가 눈앞으로서 눈시를
I cannot hold back my tears whenever I think of the devoted efforts of the great Kim Sung-yeol who led our party and revolution to victory. Ji Oh-kim, student of the same college, said,
정말 그렇습니다. 바로 이 날께 우리 당이 백전백승을 깨치면서
He's right. Thanks to this day, our party is accomplishing the revolutionary course of Juche, winning victory after another. Thanks to him, we young people are blessed with a leader generation after generation, and give full play to our wisdom and courage, I think. Kim Sung-myung at the Pyongyang shop said,
그렇습니다. 우리 청년들을 시대의 주인으로 내세워주시고 당연히 길동무라고 나중에 불러주시며 군방석에 앉히고 싶다시던 우리 수령이라 장모님의 불말씀이 지금 이 순간도 저희 귀전에 쟁쟁이 울려옵니다. 그래서 이 가슴이
Both Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il said they wanted to give all luxuries to our young people, praising us as the masters of the times and proudly calling us companions of the party. Their words are still ringing in my ears, warming up my heart. We will always follow the party in firm unity around the respected Marshal Kim Sung-un, identical with the great General Lieutenants Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, whatever storm may brew, glorifying the honor of the Sunggun youth vendors. The people are firmly determined to remain loyal to respected Kim Il-sung in support of the instructions of the great Kim Sung-yeol. Son Yoon-il at the Namdong District People's Committee said,
우리는 위대한 김정일 동지를 우리 당의 영원한 통수로 높이 모시고 주체 혁명학을 빛나게 완성해 나가는 것으로
We will faithfully support the ideal and leadership of respected Kim Jong-un in successfully accomplishing the revolutionary course of Juche, holding the great Kim Sung-yeol in high respect as the eternal general secretary of our party. people are firmly convinced that only victory and glory are in store for the people, led by the party shining with the names of general listeners Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, and led by respected Kim Jong-un. So far, you've been listening to an account under the title Excitement in April. This is Voice of Korea. Please enjoy your lighter music for violin, Longing for His Embrace. Here is a female sextet, our leader loved by the people. We now present a band music, Footsteps.
Firm conviction of final victory of the Korean people. With the approach of the significant Day of the Sun, 4th anniversary of President Kim Il-sung, which is the greatest holiday of the nation, the Korean army and people are full of a firm faith and will to carry through the instructions of the great generalissimus Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and bring earlier the final victory of Juche Revolution. Conviction of victory is alive to the Korean people. It is the Korean people's unanimous intention to vigorously advance along the road of victory following the Workers' Party career, keeping faith and principle like the white gem that remains white though broken, and like the bamboo that maintains strength though burnt. The firm faith of the Korean people in the final victory is first of all based on the great pride and honor of advancing under the leadership of the great party. The Workers' Party of Korea organizes and guides all the victories of the Korean people. Great Kim Il-sungism, Kim Jong-ilism, the guiding idea of the Workers' Party of Korea is a science, and the road of Juche indicated by the Workers' Party of Korea is a road of victory. Under the leadership of the great party, the Korean people find a powerful asset and key to win a greater victory on the road of firmly defending and glorifying the valuable revolutionary legacies handed down by the great generalissimus Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. It is the Korean people's firm faith and will to regard it as their principle of life and struggle to remain loyal to the leadership of the party and win early victory on the road. The firm confidence of the Korean people in the final victory is next based on the conviction of the might of a single-hearted unity stronger than nukes. The Korean people are a proud people who have written only the history of victory on this land with the might of unity. Whenever the country and revolution faced severe trials and important tasks were raised, the Korean people made a victorious advance for prosperity, firmly believing in and following their leader. Thanks to the single-hearted unity of the leader and people, they could win victory after victory in defending socialism, defending the destiny of the country and nation, and create proud successes of great leap and innovations in the building of a thriving country. The Korean single-hearted unity is indeed the entity of ideological purity and treasured sword of victory handed down generation after generation. Today, the unity of Sungun Korea is in its height. All the service persons and people regard it as their supreme honor to firmly unite with the leader with one ideology and will, with ardent feelings and fidelity, and glorify their lives as comrades and comrades-in-arms of the leader. No one in the world can break the might of the single-hearted unity of Korea, which is vigorously advancing along the road of victory and prosperity, the leader and people linked with one blood vessel and keeping pulse of heart with each other. The faith of the Korean people in the final victory is based on confidence and optimism about the firm foundation and potentiality for building an invincible, thriving country. The successful launch of the second version of the Korean man-made Earth satellite Gwanmyeong-3 into space and the success of the third underground nuclear test are a historic victory which powerfully demonstrates the space science and technology of Chuchi's career and general might of the powerful Baekdusan nation consolidated under the banner of Seongun. Today, when the Korean people more firmly take initiative in the confrontation with the imperialists, the turnabout in the building of an economic giant and people's livelihood is a matter of time. The Korean people are full of conviction of victory, thanks to the strong foundation and potentiality to proudly be the most powerful country in the world and people's paradise on this land. The road of Juche, the Korean people are advancing under the leadership of the Great Party, is a road of justice, and justice is sure to win victory. You've been listening to an account under the title, Firm Conviction of Final Victory of the Korean People. This is Voice of Korea.
You enjoy your meal, Carlos. The road of victory.
Dear listeners, with this we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 13,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and North Africa, between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,645 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa, between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South Americas, between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz. And between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.